Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, people? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name is Adam Vale, Senior Editor over at the Koalition.com.
And I'm Josh Lamage, writer for the Koalition.
And we are back. This is for Gen V Season 2, Episode 8, The Guardians of Godolkin.
Hey.
What the hell was that? What was that? What the... Oh, look who it is.
Oh, I got a guess.
Look at that. Just like Marie showing up to save the day. Here we go. Senior editor-in-chief of the Koalition, Richard Bailey Jr., man. Thanks for showing up, Rich.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Looking forward to talking about this finale.
Yes, because you have also been watching this, and we all watch this one together, but you have been following this. So I figured, you know what? Let's all get on. Let's talk about this. Let's cover this final episode and then give our thoughts of this season and where we think it's going to go, whether it's going to continue or do they just spit this part of the boys? You know, because I think that's something that we'll get into toward how this ended, because it sort of implied that, you know, it's like, woof.
Definitely.
Yeah, so real quick housekeeping. Thanks again, everybody, for sticking with us for this entire season. That's been great. You know, it's been hit or miss with some of these episodes. First ones, woohoo, everybody's here. Next one, not so much, but it's on different platforms, different feels. It's cool. It is what it is. You know, you like what you like. Some episodes are better than others. We get it.
Thank you to all 73 of you that watched our last video.
Exactly, right? You guys are awesome. Let's go. Which is funny because then on the podcast, we got like 500-600 on some.
Okay.
So right, that's what I'm saying. It's just a different audience for different things, and that's understandable. As you see here at the TV Terminal, we cover a wide variety of shows, from the horror with Revival to Mobland and sci-fi with, you know, oh my Lord, I'm a Murderbot, and of course now we're doing Tulsa
Revival,
King.
You did
all this stuff. Yeah. We got a bunch of stuff, and then military drama, The Terminalist, Dark Wolf, a lot of different shows. So yeah, please stick around, sub up. We got plenty of other shows coming. Just announced that we're going to be covering season 4 of oh my gosh, I'm playing Mayor of Kingstown. Look at that. I almost blanked on it. Yeah. So looking forward to that. And then also we got season 2 of Landman. So those are the two. We're actually doing a Taylor Sheridan doubleheader. For those who don't know, he's the one that produces those shows. All right. Fantastic. The guy is a genius. I mean, he's making some bangers of TV shows out there. And so those are the two next up. But just wanted to get that out of the way. And a quick thanks for everybody that's been jumping in for this. So let's get into it, Josh. Come on now. Let's do this.
All right. The year was 1967. So you got a flashback. Thomas Godolkin's on the floor. The lab is burning like we saw previously, and I guess like the first episode or so. Now I thought he like burned up in this whole thing, but he's like on the ground. He's looking around and he sees some compound V. So what does he do? He decides to
shoots up like a junkie. He's just like, how does he even know that's going to help him? Because you see, everybody, it looked like they all randomly grabbed the syringe. It was like, all right, you ready? Here we go. I guess it was just the luck of the draw. He didn't know.
You know, he did it. He could have added some lame power that he was worried about later on, but he starts to burn alive, and then we skip to present day. Right, we start talking about, so we see Cypher, or we should say Doug, right, from 1995 or something like that? 96. Said he got sent over, got a call to go fix the guy's VCR, an old guy's VCR, and then the guy got in his head and took control of him the entire time. That is crazy. I still don't know how I feel about this part of the story. And Rich, what did you think when we saw the last episode and it's like, oh, I'm Doug. Did you think that was all BS? And then to see, no, it's not. And he's been in this guy all these years. What did you think of that?
Oh, well, I thought it was a great twist. It kind of reminds me of The Usual Suspects, where, you know, you have the one character who you would not suspect is the person that did it, and that's what turns out to happen. No, I thought it was great because it was a swerve I didn't see coming. That's the main reason why I was interested in seeing what was going to happen on the finale, because that's something I didn't expect.
Yeah, that is something
Yeah,
different.
I love that whole thing. That was pretty cool.
It's crazy though. The only issue I have with it is that with all these years, there you go, Rich Live. He's like, God, it's because he's surrounded by all these other soups, and we know that he could jump in and out of bodies. Why? Clearly, there was something going on with him. He felt weak, whatever, that he can control Doug to this level. But you would have thought that he would have found somebody else, one of the students, that had some kind of ability and say, you know what? All right, I can control him. Because don't tell me Doug is the only one that Godolkin can take full control over. There must have been others.
I think it was more or less because, remember, he was vetted by like the Dr. Fuller or Wheeler that he met with. So basically, Cypher tells us, Doug tells this whole story that he was called to fix the VCR, and then the guy asked him a bunch of questions, and we later find out that Doug lost his parents had have passed away. He basically had nothing. So I think
he won't be missed. I guess.
Yeah, he won't be missed. So if he took over another suit, people would start questioning why he doesn't remember things, because what's going to happen with that? You know what I mean? So
yeah. All right. I mean, I was like, all right, I'll buy this story. I'll buy it. But I don't know. I just feel like it would have made more sense if he grabbed somebody else. Fine, use Doug to get further into the school for some reason. That's the only way. And then find somebody else that has some kind of power that can help you with your greater goal. But all right, well, let's just keep going with it.
But he tells Marie and everybody around the bed, even Polarity, that that Cypher can't get into Marie. Like he can't. He tried at Elmira, which you brought up, like, oh, he was at Elmira, but yeah, he tried to get into her mind there, and then
Rich,
Odessa put her into a different level.
Real quick, only because as you're bringing this, Rich, this brings back memories of Fear the Walking Dead, where things happen off camera that weren't there.
Oh yeah,
and we get a lot of that, and that's it. As you were saying, it's like, oh, he tried multiple times back at Elmira. Really? I don't remember seeing that. Oh, because it didn't happen on camera. So we just got to take his word for it. Okay. All right. Keep going.
So then we cut to Godolkin eating everything. Like he's just eating chocolates, pizza. He's like shirtless, just like loving life right now. He has a new take on life. The camera pans and we see Sister Sage in the bed, just like lounging there looking at him. So they were having their fun.
And how did that relationship start? Right? They didn't say that. Even in the last episode, right? We don't know how they connected. Because clearly then she knew his powers, the situation that he was taking over Doug, and he had to come clean to her. But why her? When did that happen? They never brought that up, right? Did they ever say it?
No,
no, so. Right? We don't know, because it's not like they had a past. They were clearly in two different time periods, from the 60s, and then obviously Sister Say she's super smart and stuff, but she is not someone that can just she doesn't have an aging process.
I have a feeling that maybe he saw her out once he heard about her powers, because then if anything, if he could get to her, then she could, align everything. She has the answer for everything. So basically she was the key to everything. So I think that's what it is. I mean, even in this part right now, she's like, look, they gave me an apartment at Vought, in the 7th tower. Like I was thinking maybe you could move in with me. And he's like, what? Like he's low key, like kind of like,
well, but
also saying like, okay, sure.
It triggered that movie. Was it Sausage Party? When the guy calls the girl and he's like, "Oh, I love you." That's oh yeah, me too. I want to be with you. He's like, I made a mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. No, because she was talking all that serious stuff, and he just wasn't going there. That was.
He's
funny.
Like, you being vulnerable is a turnoff. I don't know if I like this. But I mean, could she really not see that? Like, is she so blindsided by this too, which is funny. I don't know.
But we got this little audio line here. Pretty much sums up how this works.
Right. About it all. Planting Odessa for Starlight to find. Sending Marie back to school. Every domino falling just as you said.
Pretty fucking fantastic.
So then that was it then. he pulled her in because she was super smart, and he needed someone that can figure this out because he couldn't figure it out. And this was the whole process. She played everybody, Starlight and Marie, everybody. So same type of situation with Homelander, right? For a long time, Homelander was like, dismissing and realized, wait, I can't do everything that I want to do unless she's by my side, because she's the mastermind. Yeah.
And then including that, he's like, well, she even says, well, I'll introduce you to Homelander. He doesn't like just like new people showing up and stuff. And he's like, okay. And then he gets up and he's like, well, I got to get ready for my class. She's like, what do you mean? He's like, I have another class. She's like, another class? She's like, what? We have work to do. What could be more important? And he's like, you'll see. Just walk off.
Another class? What was your first class? You know what I mean? What are you talking about? When did you enroll? When did you even set this up? What are you talking about? But hey,
technically, he's been teaching classes.
Not to this generation. Maybe back in the day.
No. Yeah. He was Doug guy teaching classes technically.
Oh yes. If he goes in, well, that's right. Because in his mind, yeah. But for everybody else seeing him for the first time, like, who the hell are you? It's like, you're not Cypher. Oh, poor Doug. Oh man, poor Doug.
Speaking of poor Doug, yeah. The next scene, he's in the car.
Oh,
he's in the car. Polarity. They're sharing a little conversation, and I'm. And I gotta say, like, it's amazing how much Andre is brought up in this show. You know, a lot of times that things happen, unfortunately, and like one episode is dedicated to them, and then they just never bring it up again. Like, his character is brought up a lot. So this part, it was really touching.
Yeah, man. And what was it today? The day we're recording, which is Monday night. This is was his anniversary, his birthday, right?
His birthday, yeah. The actor that played
would have been 29.
29 years old.
Sad.
But Doug's like, yeah, he's like, because he witnessed everything, like, you know, in the drive, he was watching this all happen, and basically said that Andre was super tough, that he pissed in Godolkin's drink, and he doesn't know how he did it. And then Polarity's like, that's my son, that's my boy, like, he's so happy, like, you know. And
again, that's one of those, Rich, with off camera adding some story that would have liked to see something like that. It's like it didn't. No, that wasn't a thing. We didn't even see Cypher last season.
Right? They rewrote this to fit the narrative of
it. And I get it that it's to add another story. I that's the whole point of this, right? Add a funny story, something like that links to all of this. I get it, but there's other ways it could have done that. They could have said other stories related to some of the other characters that they were hanging out. It just brings more questions, because we know we didn't see Cypher or Godolkin in the last season. So for this to come up, it's like, well, wait, when did that happen? If that's the case, then he always knew about these guys.
I think they're implying that Godolkin, Doug, whatever, was in Elmira, and that's how he got to them. And then when they got out, he was like, all right, I'm going to go to the school now, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're saying, like, he's just, like, a part of that, like, underground trial thing. But,
okay.
But then all of a sudden, boom, a katana blade comes through the ceiling of the roof of the car, and Doug is just yeeted out of this world, but they pull over.
It's Snake Eyes. Yo, Joe.
Black Noir, or the new Black Noir, comes out. And
what's the story with that, for those who don't know? Because it's an interesting story, because it was just Black Noir, and then he got replaced.
There was the original Black Noir that apparently was friends with Soldier Boy and all those people back in the day. I guess something happened with him, and then he had to be covered up, and then he couldn't speak, and that he was part of the Seven. He would do like a lot of like, just like missions and things. He was also filming stuff. He did a lot of stuff, and then I remember, I think, was it Homelander killed him?
Killed him. Yeah, he was pissed. Killed him.
And then like had to cover it up, kind of, and then they got like another guy to replace him.
And that guy talks.
Yeah.
Now that's the whole issue here. But he gets on top of him, and we're like, oh, he's gonna kill him. This is it. And this is how Polarity dies. And I was like, nope, he takes some pictures.
Takes a selfie.
Right? That's it. Let's just take some pictures. Gotcha. Put this on the Insta.
What's he gonna do with that photo? Like,
I don't. It's for his collection.
I know. It's just funny.
Remember, as we find out later on, the dude's a super fan.
So then we get Marie and Emma, Annabeth, Kate, and Emma. They're back at the school. They're in the dorms, and Marie's just struggling with this whole thing right now. She feels duped. She's like, he convinced me that I'm special. And I bought it, and I'm just a girl that cuts herself when she's sad.
Oh man, that's so sad. Really, is that what you got from all this? You can levitate people. You could make them combust.
You could bring people back from the dead.
Did you forget you brought your sister back? Oh, that's right. I mean, that's something you could easily forget. I would forget that instantly. What the hell, man? Yeah, I don't. I'm not trying to poo-poo this episode, but some of the dialogue here, it just come on now. There's no way. No way. If you're her, if you're Marie, there's no way you would feel this way because, as we just pointed out, all these abilities that she has, she brought her sisters alive because of her. Come on, it's like, whatever. I just want. She's been tough ever since she found out she has these extra abilities. Stick with that. She still be badass Marie on a rampage. Let's finish the fight. Let's take everybody down. That type of thing.
It makes sense to question yourself for a second, because if someone's like, "Yo, you're amazing. You're gonna do all these things," and then it's just like it was just to propel themselves and their livelihoods, you're kind of left with like doubting yourself for a second.
Rich, you never doubt yourself, right? You see?
Oh no, I think we all have moments where we have some doubt. Yes.
Never.
No,
well, we did have one doubt when we were talking about covering this show. That was the doubt.
Yeah.
But you know what? We were like, we like the first season. Let's go. But no, I get it. And also they had to plant this reminds me of like one of those Rocky moments. It's like, I can't beat him. I can't do it. You can do it, Rox. It's like, it's that type of thing. We needed that moment for Marie to just be like, oh no, our only hope. And now she's backing out. What is she? No, come on now. We all know where this was going. We don't know the outcome. But we know there was going to be a badass fight and it was going to involve Marie, right? So that's why I just laugh when I hear these. I don't know if I can do it. I'm nobody. Oh, please.
Well, Emma comes in and she's like, "Well, I'm just a girl that pukes her brains out. Like, you've seen it." And then they all like hug each other, and she's like, "We have people to carry this baggage. We're not alone. We're like one big little effed up family." And they all hug. And then Marie goes to Kate and she's like, "I'm so sorry." And just like holds her hand, and then or doesn't hold. I don't know if she touches her, but she stands in front of her.
She holds her hands. Yeah, she's holding her. She's healing her.
Starts healing her. Both their noses bleed, and she's like teared up. She's like, "Thank you, Marie." Like, I was gonna think like she was pulling like a Avatar: The Last Airbender, where she's like, sorry, I took all your powers away."
This drains her. It's like, oh, she crumbles. Like, what happened?
You can live a normal life now.
Exactly. I made you a normie. What is it in Harry Potter? What are they called? The Muggles? I just made you a Muggle. No, not a Muggle. Then there goes that. He's done.
So then Thomas Godolkin, who guess he knows how to work social media, he posts a video, a live, or was it a live video or was it just a post?
It looked like it was just a post.
And he's basically like, effective immediately, all students' rankings are going to 0. Each one of you will have the power or the chance to join the top 10 and be one step closer to joining the 7. And so everyone's in the school is like, wow, like, they all just power hungry and want to rank up. So they don't care about anything that this long lost, creator of their powers shows up.
Well, he talks about the statue and this and that. Yeah, we all know. Well, you look super old. You're young now. What's going on? But he says he's a super, and that's something no one knew, right? From what I understand, I don't think anyone knew. Right? No one ever discussed Godolkin. Yeah, he created this. It was more of like this was. When I first heard about this first season, I was linking it like Professor X from the X-Men, right? I don't know if you guys were linking that, right? It was like, hey, this is on a grander scale. They're calling it a university. It's not the academy, Professor X, but it's the same type of deal. But he did have powers. We didn't know at that point about Godolkin until this season that, yes, he has these powers and he can do all this stuff.
But wasn't it a thing that like most people didn't know about Compound V? Right, like that it was like given to people. They thought that they were just born with these powers for many years. So like, was there a time in the university where they were just like,
for them they didn't know, but I mean with Vaught they knew because remember Vaught they were recruiting people. What's it? Starlight was from Des Moines, Iowa. You know, like she went over there. They were just bringing people in and shooting them up with stuff and giving them the powers. So, it's one of those things. It was a little bit of everything, but the whole point though is that they would give them these powers and then bring them in. And as we saw before, and what Godolkin was pissed off about is that not everybody is up to the standards. And that's why he's like, oh, yeah, I'm flushing everybody's numbers. It's going to be great. And some of them are happy. You got the podcaster girl. She's on front of it. She's thrilled. Everyone's thrilled. They see this as a good thing. It wasn't Firecracker.
The podcast? Which podcast?
The podcast.
The other guy.
The student
Yeah,
podcast.
the student.
The student. She's thrilled by it. They're all happy about it, right? Rufus and all of them, whatever they're all thrilled. This is a great idea. It's like from the bottom to the top, right? But come on now.
Marie makes a response video, and she's like, "Don't go to his class. Like, there's no rank. This is your life. Like, don't do this." But
please like and subscribe. I want to get more thumbs up than that fool. Come on.
Sam walks into that frat house, and you see the pledges like just doing pledge stuff, and Rufus is there, and he's like, What are you doing? Like, you can't be walking in here. Like, your pledge literally killed himself, dude. Like, and they're like, don't go to this thing. Like, it's not,
See, but that's another thing. He's dead. I guess there's no police or anyone involved in this, right? That's a death on campus. What happens? Nobody comes. The police don't show up. It's a soup. Do they even have their own soup patrol? You know who's been missing? The Bumblebee chick.
Yeah.
What is she? She was the coordinator, the school coordinator.
She was one of the first 2 episodes.
Right. She was there. She had made it seem like she was going to be important and playing that role of making sure everything's in order. And poof. Again, shout out to our friend Chris Angel. She just disappears, mind freak, and she's gone. And so now there's no one really running the show. Like, that's why I'm just surprised. I was like, all right, class, you're going to class for what? What are you doing? I mean, it seems like it's a free roaming institution here. You go, you don't want to go, you join a frat, you don't. No one even questions. Hey, Sam, you haven't been to class like in weeks. What the hell? It's like he just shows up and it's like, hey, you got a pledge. Really? Because at last somebody should say, I thought he dropped out. I mean, besides the fact that he was locked in a basement for who knows how long.
So they're trying to talk to Rufus, but before they can even get a word or two out, they just like blank out. We see like a flash of light. And then they're like in another room with pledges doing jumping jacks. And they got like digs drawn in their face. And and the guy with the butt powers is just sitting there. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to go. I didn't trust the whole thing. And they're like, man, he roofied us.
He roofied. Rufus roofied them. How?
That's his power. He uses like some kind of thing. Well, that was explained in the first season because he was doing that to girls. That's why, like.
But I thought they still had to like touch him or something like that. Wasn't that the case? Like, how does he do it? Just look at them? I don't remember that part. I don't remember. Go ahead, leave in the comments. Somebody will definitely say, you dudes don't know any. How did you not remember with it? But I could have swore that it had some kind of contact. You can't just stare at them and then do it. Yeah, he did have the roofie part. That was the whole reason why he got his Mr. Winky cut off. But
So they're all in the room with Godolkin. Everyone's just looking around. This is the same room that he was Cypher was training Marie. So he's like, I invited you to the seminar because you guys are failures and you're unworthy of this place. You use your powers for sex, for money. Well, now you're going to have to prove that you belong here and you're going to die trying. It's like, oh, okay. And he goes, I'll tell you what, I'm going to walk across this room and I want you guys to all try to stop me from hitting that button, okay? And then he goes to do that and everyone just starts beating each other up and like, just gets crazy in there.
So the question I have for you guys, we heard him say after this that, wow, he could only control 2 at one time, right? That was the only thing. That was the max 2. How did he all of a sudden get the power to control this entire group? Rich, I know you have the answers. How did this happen?
I don't have an answer. I could say matter of convenience.
Matter.
I got the answer.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What's your answer?
He got healed to max power now. Like he was burnt and all crisp, like he couldn't do anything. And he was also using his powers through Doug. So he was like doubling his powers. So he could use Doug and then he could use whoever else. So that was already capping him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was always far away. So like once Marie heals him, that's why he was like he wants to face Marie later because he was testing his stuff out right now. He's using them all. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. I think that's a good explanation. Although I will also add to go to your point about using Marie later. That happened very, very quickly after he said it. So that's why I was like, I guess he was ready.
Well, he was trying to avoid. It seemed like he wanted to go multiple ways. And then the other part, even at the beginning when all these people showed up, he says, you were invited. I was like, what do you mean invited? You said it in the video. Anybody can show up. So I just took it that these people just showed up. You handpicked, and he made it seem like he handpicked because he was telling them like, oh, this is your part. You can manipulate you. Blah, 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 blah.
It made him a little weak too, because as he was walking to the thing, he was kind of like limping a little bit. His hands started boiling again just a bit.
Well, he did get hit. He did take a hit at the beginning, right? Wasn't he slammed on the side and stuff? So maybe he can't do both. He can't fight and control other people to fight each other. It's just too much.
Yeah.
But it was all right. It was cool. It was a cool scene just to see everybody just brawl it out. I tried to do a quick head count. It was around 10 people in there. And
he was doing them in waves, and then one of the guys runs out. I guess he has like phasing powers. He runs out naked, and he's like, they're killing each other. Don't do this. And everyone's like, what happened? Marie's like, what's going on? He's like, he's killing everybody. Like, so then Marie's like, and then now she's realizing this. She's like, oh my gosh, he's calling the herd. Like, he's going to kill them. Like, oh, yeah.
And then somebody in the back screams, see, this is why you don't join a fraternity. You see what they do? They blame it on the frat. Because remember, it was that dude, the frat dude showed up first. But it was kind of crazy.
So then Marie turns to Jordan and she's like, look, I know you might not want to forgive me right now for leaving you twice, but like I promise you that. And then before she could even like finish what she's saying, Jordan's like, look, it's okay, I forgive you, but we can't be together. She's like, what? She's like, it's not gonna work. She's like, I don't want to always be angry with you, but I would love if I could be your friend. And then Marie's like about to cry. She's like, what do you mean? Like, can we just keep working on this? Like, give me time.
I never saw this as a serious relationship. I never picked up that vibe from this. I know the show was trying to push this as like, oh, this is going to be the love story. Every show has one. This is going to be the love story right here.
Well,
I just never got that vibe from this.
I agree 100%. And I knew it was over when she said that she was her first. You said that made that comment. That was not because clearly Jordan has been very active. So that's I laughed when I heard that. Yeah.
But she probably could have settled down here, but at the same token, it's like just everything just keeps going.
Too much
but
trauma.
Like they wait off a little bit, give it some time. They're about to fight off some crazy maniac that came back from the grave. So it's like
because the other issue with all this is so much is going on. I would think the last thing on your mind is like, all right, so we're in a relationship. Is this gonna work?
So I'm breaking up with you, by the way. But anyways, let's keep going.
Exactly. And like, you know what? No, you're not breaking up with me. Kate, come over here. I just gave you your powers back. Touch her. Make it so, number one. Do it.
Oh my God.
Now, Jordan, how do you feel? Oh, you do love me. We are together forever.
That would be so messed up. It was mad funny.
Know your role. Wait right here. I gotta go fight Thomas. That would have been cool. Come on now. Let's stick with the grittiness of this show. And let's see a darker side of Marie. That's right.
Well, then Annabeth shows up and Marie's like, look, I need you to leave. It's dangerous. And she's like, I've been running from these visions my whole life. I was controlling them, but maybe I should be facing them.
Shoot. I don't know. Run from him. That's it. Just move on. Let it go.
Then we got Godolkin back up. He's on like the second tier where like all the blades and stuff are, and Sister Sage is there looking just confused and just like angry at him. And he's like, man, like I've only been controlling 2 at a time. And now you saw that I was controlling all of them. I'm thirsty. So he starts like drinking. And then she's like, what are you doing?
She's super smart. She should know at this point what he's doing. That's the one thing I had an issue with this little part is because she's looked very confused. She's never confused. She's always 2 or 3 steps ahead of everybody. So she could clearly see, oh, you're now building up your powers. You're testing your limits to see how many you can control at one time. And then he opens up and he says, well, I'm doing all this because I want to control Marie. And if I can control Marie, then I can control Homelander. And this goes back to Edgar, Stan Edgar, talking about the only person that can stop Homelander would be Godolkin. Well, this may not be the method that you want, but if it happens, isn't that what everybody wants, though? Right? So you're getting sort of.
If she was unsure, she already had a contingency plan with Black Noir. You know, she's the one that most likely sent him over there.
Yeah, to get polarity, because figured, hey, well, if somebody has to fight him. I just didn't know he was going to be that powerful. I get it. He's this universe's version of Magneto, right? But I maybe because he's always been sick, right? That we've known he's never really seen his full. Yeah, we've never really seen him use his full powers, and to see him with his full power strength max level. Yeah, okay, he can do it. He can do it.
But he goes like, once I'm powerful enough, I'm doing this for us. I'll be able to control her. And she's like, Marie? He's like, yeah, I'll be able to control the one Odessa baby.
No, Emma. Of course, Marie. Wake up. Come on, focus.
If I can control one Odessa baby, I can control the other one. And then he's going off on Homelander. He's like, basically, Homelander is fragile. You know, he doesn't like competition. He doesn't like anybody. Like, look at the 7. You got a guy that sleeps with ocean creatures and all these things in this team. Like, what is this? And then Sister Sage is like, look, we had a plan. Like this. What about phase 2? You know, Homelander's a big part of this plan.
Now, just to consider, though, that was Vought that put that group together. That was not Homelander. He didn't pick these. They would send these over, all these people, and they were like, oh, remember, it was all about numbers. Oh, good metrics. Oh, this one will relate to these people. This will relate to the other people. Yeah, we have to, combine for the numbers, for the image. So I don't put all the blame on Homelander here for all of that.
No, I mean, definitely now.
Oh, no, now it's different. Now he's like a dictator. He's controlled because now he realizes that he has all the power. He's like, and the people were willing to back him when he was talking all crazy and stuff. And they were like, yeah. He's like, oh, I can. Okay, so I can just zap this person that's pissing me off, disintegrate him, and I was like, yay, He's like, all right.
Sister Sage holds Godolkin's face, and they have like a sentimental moment, and then he's just like, we need music. So he puts on the forget your troubles, come on, get happy, that whole song. And all of a sudden everyone starts dancing. He's making everyone dance, and we got like a whole little dance break going on.
Oh, well, they all not just that they are all dancing, they know a whole choreography. They're all doing in sync. I was like, oh, okay, let's take a step back and let's just see this in action. That's what I figured we were going to see, right? This whole thing play out. Gonna be nice little dance.
That was low key creepy. Show. It was kind of cool though. Yeah, all just like dancing, but like covered in blood and stuff.
Yeah, cool. It's cool.
That must have been a fun day on the set. But then it cuts to Black Noir and Polarity. Polarity, he's in like a cell, and Black Noir is like, that part of the movie didn't make any sense. And like, what about this? Like, and this and that. And he's asking him all these questions about the movies that Polarity used to be in. And you can see Polarity still covered in blood, just like not giving 2 S's about this at all. And he's like, you talk now?
That's it. Like, he's shocked by the whole thing. He just killed Doug. Doug is gone. Doug served his purpose and he's gone. That, I guess, Sister Sage had told him was a plan. All right, go in there, kill Doug, and get Polarity. Do you really need to kill Doug? Doug's already been controlled for all these years. Can't you just let him go live his life? Like, all right, your time is done. Go out there. It's not like he can tell somebody what he's been through. No one's going to believe that. No one's going to believe it. So it is sad. So, R.I.P. to Doug.
Sister Sage shows up into the room and she tells Noir to get out. And he looks back at Polarity. He's like, it was an honor. He leaves. And she looks at Polarity. She's like, she fixed you. She's talking about Marie. She was like, it was a mistake. You were stronger when you were weaker. No one is more powerful than a man who has nothing to lose. And then she starts bringing up all this like dark stuff. She's like, you lost your wife to cancer. Now you lost your son. And he's like, oh, I'm not gonna have this conversation with you about my son and my wife. Like, what is this? And she's like, well, you're going to die, Polarity, just not today. Not that it matters anyway. Everything ends the same. And that was dark. She you could see in her eyes that she could see like the ending that she's seeing.
It was interesting for her to get that dark and then just leave the door open the way she did.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, why even say all that? Just say, you know what, the truth. It's like, you know what, yeah, you've had a lot of heartache. You've lost tragedies you've had in your life, but things can change and you can fix things. And then just walk out. Don't even close it. Just walk out and leave it open. When you close the door, but he checked it's open, I instantly triggered because I just watched it again. The Black Phone. Remember Thursday was that whole thing with the door. Did you see this movie? Both of you?
I saw the first one.
You saw the first one, and Rich, I know you saw the first one also, right?
Yeah.
Remember, I mean, it's not really. Is it a spoiler at this point? It's not too much of a spoiler. There's a door, and the door is always locked. And at one point, the door is not locked. Do you go through? Do you not go through? That is the question. You know. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not trying to spoil that. And the sequel is also out. Go see that one. But anyway, that's what I got from this because it's like, does he think it's a trap? And that's what I was saying. I was like, is this a trap? He's going to step outside. Something's happening. Maybe that's when we'll see another character from the boys do something to him. Who knows? But no, sure enough, he realized the door's open. Yeah. Oh, and I guess I'm free to go. That's it.
Yeah. Well, it works out, but he leaves. Yeah. And then Godolkin's like, all right, Vance, send another class in. So the door opens, another bunch of people walk in. They see people dead on the ground. They see everyone else kind of getting up again. They're kind of confused. They're just looking around the room. Then the door
shut. That's it. That's one section there, and I was confused because he said get the other group in, right? He told Vance, get the other group. You would think he would just cycle out. You already beat the crap out of this group. Right? You already know this is it. It's a cycle. Why are you sticking them around? They're all beat up already. Unless the goal is just to combine. Let's say there was 10. I'm just guessing there was 10. He adds another 10 now, trying to see if he can control 20 at a time. Was that the whole thing? But
possibly, and also to weed them out and then continue like seeing who's at the end.
Well, he already knows the first batch was all weeded out because they couldn't do anything.
Because that Rufus guy was still standing.
Yep, that's true. He was still standing. He didn't look that messed up like everybody else did.
The door shuts, and then we see Kate come out, and she's like, "Oh, Vance, can you let one more person into the seminar? One more student?" The door opens, and Marie walks in, and then Godolkin's like, "Oh, Marie, hey." He's like, "Can you come back in like an hour or so, like maybe less? Like we're not ready for you."
I should have added. I knew there was another audio clip I wanted to add. I should have added with the "Who's the master?" Showing up, just had hear you because showed up because that's it. Marie walks in there, and everybody knows, like, oh, this is it. They're gonna have the showdown.
And then he's like, "Yeah, you're early." She's like, they stare at each other. Then he starts sending everybody to fight her. They're fighting. She's beating up mostly everybody, and then she gets like over towards him, and then we see the I don't know his name. I guess like the ass fraternity guy with the ass powers
pooping everybody out. What a way to transport people, right? That I don't know. I mean,
Emma comes out. Everybody comes out. Everyone starts sliding out of his butt. And
it's not even that. It's the face he makes. He's like, he has to push them out. It's really disgusting. And I'm sure that actor will always remember this role for the rest of his life. It doesn't matter if he wins Oscars or any other thing after this. It's like, what's your most memorable scene? When I played this one soup and I had to poop people out. That, yeah. When else are you ever going to do that? So.
It was crazy, but it was really funny because it goes against what Godolkin was saying, where like all these people had useless powers and like somehow we found use for it. he smuggled them all in. So
well, we said out of all the powers, that is a very useful power. Think about it, he can do all kinds of stuff. He was like, oh, let me go to shopping at a mall, just shove everything up his butt. Like walk out and then go to the car and poop it all out and then put it up on sale or whatever. From the parking lot. You can do a lot with that. Smuggle people. There's a lot of things you can do with that.
So they're all fighting. Everyone's fighting. One guy with glowing eyes is about to attack Emma. Then we get Greg and Sam. They both look at each other and they both punch this guy away from her. So it's like, this whole thing, like they're still kind of like showing off for her. And then I forgot her name, but the girl with the 30-second powers, the chameleon girl,
Harper.
Harper.
Mm-hmm.
She comes over, and then the other girl with the bush powers, Greg's sister, basically, she comes over. She uses her powers. Allie, yes.
Man, I'm good. I should be on
Jeopardy.
You're good. Names, right? Shoot, man. Usually I got like a goldfish memory with these names. Remember, Chief of War? I could not remember any of these. I can still Kana. I can remember that.
They're like, it's Ayana. Ayana.
Oh, I believe me. I know. I saw the comments. They're like, why are you butchering my people's names? They came at me hard. All right.
But Allie wraps herself around him, and then the other girl touches him and gets his powers, and then she starts speaking, and everyone's speaking what she's saying, and even Thomas Godolkin speaking what she's saying. Everybody stops what they're doing, and she's like, "Am I controlling all of them?" And they're like, "Yeah." They're like, stop controlling all of them. So she lets them all leave, and then it's just Godolkin on the ground, and then Marie,
because that's our one power. If people forgot, she could control and she can mimic anyone's power, but only for a minute. That was it. So now at this point, they said 50 seconds. Everybody get the hell out.
Marie walks up to Godolkin and she's like, "We beat you. All of us, even the useless ones." And she starts to lift him up, Godolkin up, almost like she did with that goat. And he's like,
hold on, I had a cool name from the booty bandit over there. The butt. I had it. I'm sorry, keep going. Because I wanted to give him a name. He needs a name.
If you think of it later.
Yeah.
So sad. She lifts him up, and we hear that like bubbling of the blood and this whole thing. And then he says, "Thank you." Godolkin says, "Thank you." And then he's lowered down, and he looks up at her. And she's just like weirdly staring at him. And he's like, "You know what makes diamonds? Pressure." And all of a sudden she's bringing all the blood from all the fallen like soups around her. The whole squad is watching her. And then she turns around and now she's saying the same things that Godolkin is saying. He's controlling her. He's finally in.
Explain this. How did that happen? I don't understand. They said we had 50 seconds. Okay, if we're doing the timing, we still had at least 30 seconds.
I think it was 30. She has the powers for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
No, well, she still had that time to just crush him and do whatever. I don't know how okay, fine. I could get that he gets his power, but the fact that he can control her that quick, he even said before he wasn't ready for her.
Yep.
So I don't know. That didn't fit, but yeah, Rich.
Yeah, they just they wanted to add a little bit of suspense to this interaction. I agree it happened pretty quickly, but it made for interesting results afterwards because they had said before that Polarity was the one that was able to really deal with him.
Well, I'm glad Polarity knew where to go because I don't think he knew. He wasn't privy to the information.
He just goes home. Goes to bed.
Exactly. He's like, I'm going home.
Well, Marie turns around. Now she's controlling everybody. Well, Godolkin technically is controlling everybody. They all fall to the ground. They're like, "Marie, please." They're like, their noses are bleeding. They're like on the floor. Everyone's just like, and she comes over and she says, "Now is the time for hard choices." She goes, "Most of you are perfect specimens, but you're also weak. Some of you are weak, and weakness is also not only weakness, you also have committed treason. You've betrayed your own kind, and there's no place for you in this school and the world to come. And as I guess they were all about to die, the door opens up. Boom! Everyone's blasted away, and it's
Polarity. They should. I wish. Well, they don't have the rights to it. Maybe they. Well, it's Amazon. They don't have the rights. I just instantly. I have a soundtrack in my head, and it's from Matrix Reloaded, when Neo grabs the pipe out from the ground. Remember, after already fighting a bunch of Smiths, right? Dun 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 dun, and he's just swinging, and it goes through that whole scene. That's what I was expecting, like a big, epic soundtrack or something, and then just have everyone attacking him, and he's just sending them everywhere in a big battle. We didn't get that, but that's what I was hoping for from the intro of him just coming in, like, I'm ready to fight. It's like,
well, he did what he had to do. He knocked him down. Godolkin goes flying. He throws like a rock at him, and he keeps like throwing things. He kind of knocks him over towards like one of the
support
stone
beams.
Support beams.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walks over to him, and then Godolkin's just staring at him, and then Marie comes over, and I'm like, is she still controlled? Like, what's happening right now? Because she's still just like staring at him like weirdly, and then. And then she's just staring at him, and then he just explodes. His like, head explodes. God, you see his ribs and everything, and just
finish him.
Right, exactly. They skipped the part of the blood boiling sound effect, right? Because that's usually the telltale that you hear. Because that's what we thought was going to happen before, right? When she was being controlled, and she had M, and everybody all like, oh, they're all her. It's like, oh, she's going to explode all her friends. But no, she pops him like a cherry, and
she's like, "That's for Andre. Thanks for the level up, asshole."
Right?
She's gone. Then Polarity is like, "All right, let's go. Vaught is coming." So they all like run out. And she's like, "We've done enough running. We're not running anymore. We're gonna stay together. We've learned that we could stay together." Polarity's like,
"That's what she should have said. We are the guardians of Godolkin." No one says it though.
Polarity was like, "Look, I know you've learned your lessons and all that BS, but right now it's not the time for that stuff. Like, you gotta get together and you gotta go now." And then Emma goes up to him and she's like, "It's a suicide mission." He was like, "No, it was a suicide mission before." He goes, "But I didn't know how I was supposed to go on without Andre, but now I'm going to, and he's going to be with me all the way. And Emma, you got to let me go." And he's like, "I'll keep in touch." And they hug. And then she's like, "He'd be so proud of you." And she runs off. And then she runs off to Greg, who I guess is just standing there. And she goes over to him, and he's like, "I can't leave my sister." And she's like, "I know." And she kisses him.
"I'm on a scholarship. You know how that works. If I leave and I get funding, I
really play D1 ball. I can't go."
Exactly. I got a chance to go pro. I like you. You're cute. But there's only so much I can give up. And she gives him a kiss. She's like, "It's okay. I get it. I gotta go." And then that's it. So I think we'll see him again. I mean, he is their version of Superman, right? His dude can fly, super strong. I mean, he's just missing a cape. There you go. And some glasses if he has his alter ego. So
then they're in a car. I guess they pull over and they walk outside, and it's dark. And someone, I forgot which character says it, but she says, "Does anyone know how to get in touch with Stan Edgar?" And Kate's like, "No, but I have to use the bathroom." And then the light starts flickering. Well, before the light starts flickering, Marie goes over to Annabeth, and she's like, "Look, like," she's always trying to send Annabeth away. She's like, basically, Godolkin's gone. No one's really after you. You could go back to Pam right now if you want it. Like, it's very dangerous to be around me. And Annabeth's like, "Look, like, I'm not going anywhere." She's like, I want to be with you." So they hug. And then
she gives a little jab about her visions.
Oh, yeah,
like, you have crap visions because they didn't come to pass. Well, she did see it. You can still change things. That's the whole point, right? If you have these visions, like, I see this, I see that. Can we change that? Oh, it's outside. It's raining. Guess what? I'm not going outside. Then I won't get wet.
She was like, "We'll see about that." but she calls her sister a hero, which is nice because they had such a troubled past.
I didn't think she was gonna leave. She's a soup now. She's got a power. She's part of the group. I can understand if she was a muggle. Let's go with that. I like that one. If she was just a muggle, then there's no need because she's just holding them down. And they always have to worry about her dying or something. I mean, yeah, they could all die, but she's not contributing in any other way. You know, but she has a power. So I'm pretty sure she's part of the group.
Yeah, she's staying. Then the light starts flickering, the lamp above them, everyone's staring up. And then in comes Starlight. She just like glides down and she's like, hey, like basically if they didn't set me up with this whole thing of finding out about Godolkin and this whole thing, like good thing you guys discovered that. Otherwise things might have been really different. She's like, you know, do you want to join the resistance? And then Emma's like, hey, look, we got our own resistance going on, but if you want to like do like a crossover kind of thing. And then A-Train shows up, which, like I said in the last episode, I was like, Noir or A-Train is showing up. There were the only two missing.
Yeah.
And then they all like look at each other, they smile, and then that's the end of season 2.
We did it. We made it to the end. Oh man. All right, let's give our thoughts on this season and what we think is going to happen going forward. Is this the end for Gen V? That's right, because everything is done at the college at this point. There's no reason to go there anymore. If this crew decide to merge up with Starlight to do the resistance and all that, that throws them into the boys' territory in that storyline. So then there's no need for this. So I'm saying this is done. This was their way of creating new characters. Rich, you understand this? This is their version of NXT. Right, and they groom these soups, these wrestlers, right? They get them into the know so people are familiar with them instead of just popping them up on the main roster. Now we know. So then when the boys comes up and we see Starlight and she's she's got her Starlighters and she's got her crew now, besides just the muggles that are helping, she actually has people with powers. And well, this is her crew. Is Marie, Annabeth, Kate, you know, Sam, he's still there, right? He stuck around. Got Sam and Jordan. They're all there. So I think that's what's going to happen here.
Well, the next season of The Boys is supposed to be the finale, right? Technically.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they also do have that spinoff that's going to have another boy.
Yeah, another spinoff. I mean, the sky's
a period piece, I think, right? So
the sky's the limit with this when it comes to these separate things. You have so many characters you can do, prequel stories, the Soldier Boy, all this stuff. But he was their version of Captain America, so they can definitely go in all kinds of adventures. And he was an mentally out there character already. Very interesting. So I'm all on board for that one. I can see that. But this. If I find out, all right, guess what? That was it. Gen V was only 2 seasons and we're done. I'm okay with that. I think it served.
I wouldn't mind seeing more, but yeah, I think it did serve its purpose. I mean, unless they come up with some crazy new narrative that doesn't revolve around trying to kill Homelander every season, then yeah.
You know what? We've all been to college. We already know how this works. They've missed too many classes. They're getting kicked out. They are getting kicked out. I'm sorry. I'm sure they haven't been paying their tuition. I'm sure that's a thing. No.
Maybe they'll start their own school.
They start their own
superhero school.
Superhero school. What's your credentials? What have you accomplished? Well, I've killed a lot of people with my powers. All right, I'm following you. I guess that's enough. You know, I mean, one of the other cool things that was kind of that happened in this was seeing M get big again. She grew real quick when she did that super punch to hit. She Godolkin back. They didn't do a far out shot. I get it. That would have taken a lot, financially, whatever, for the special effects. But it was cool to see her go big and just like swing down, and we can fill in the blanks, and then she shrunk back down because they just to show that she can control that power now. Because remember that was the other issue, that she couldn't control it. So everyone has pretty much evolved in a way to do things. I still don't trust Kate. But hey, I think that's done also. I think she's a good guy. I think squash all the stuff that we know of her being the way she was in the first season. All right, so we're all on board with that. So let's give our rating from a 1 to 10 for season 2. Go ahead, Rich, you start.
Yeah, I think I would probably give it I want to say maybe an 8. You said an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a great season.
Okay.
I think the finale, like you said, it sets up what's going to happen in The Boys next season, and I do think that Gen V will end, but I still think there's going to be some other show to talk about how is life after Homelander is finished, because I do expect Homelander to get taken out next season in The Boys at some point, but that's my guess.
I'm gonna, because I got dragged last time for Chief of War in my rating last time. So,
yeah, people came out, they were upset. Could you give it like a 6?
Dude, yeah, it was good, but like there was a lot of issues with it too. Still, you know, what I mean, like what? So if I give that a 6 and I give that an 8, and then I'm giving this an 8, like it's not the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give this an 8. I like this. I like that a lot. I do think that like it's just like I don't hear anyone talking about it. Not saying that I have to be like in with everyone that watches the show, but like I really wish more people would watch this show or talk about it online. I don't see anything like online talking about it like some other shows do.
I'll tell you what. Once it's my turn, keep going.
I think it was super clever. There's a lot of different things. There was a lot of unexpected things, little holes and things that weren't really filled exactly. That girl that was working at the cafeteria that just like vanished after that.
Mm-hmm. That was the muggle girl. Yeah.
What her point was just to show that other one, the bee lady, vanished. The romance between Emma and that Greg guy was just kind of unsaidly happening.
Yeah, like, I really thought there was going to be another side to him. Maybe they were going to show whether his powers, or maybe he turned
more
out
of a conversation. Except for that one episode where they talked after class or something. Like I don't know. Sam Edgar just vanishing, just like weird little things. But yeah, no, definitely tying into The Boys. And so yeah, The Boys is gonna the last season of The Boys is being like the Infinity War of this series. Like, you know, it's gonna be everyone showing up. So
yeah, well, that makes sense. So especially if there is no Gen V season 3, then yeah, makes perfect sense now. Even more so with this ending and Starlight recruiting them into her group, to the part of the Resistance. So I'm giving this probably a 7.5. I'm just going to put it down in the middle right there, because some of the things I liked about it, some I wasn't too crazy about, the story stuff. But to your point about just it not getting the attention, I think it's all linked to the superhero fatigue. A lot of people have that. I know I have it. I can't remember. I haven't really watched any of the superhero shows over at Disney, I should say. Never really it's just so much. We had so many of these movies. It took forever for me to see that last Captain America. Remember, think about it. We went from seeing one every few years to like multiple, and then Disney Plus launches and started dropping like every few months another Star Wars show, another Marvel show. You know what I mean? It was just so many that I lost track, and I was like, all right, now I have too much. It's almost like I want to go to Dunkin' Donuts. I want to get a glaze. Well, we're gonna give you 24 glaze. Hey, slow down. I don't need all of that. You know, I just wanted a donut.
Well, I'm reading here that season 2, at least the premiere, had a huge.
Yeah. Of course, and even for us, it's like,
So I'm assuming, I mean, it could be enough to carry over to season 3.
Nah. The premieres are always strong. We saw that with The Last of Us season 2. Same thing. Everybody remember that episode 2 was amazing, and then Joel happened. And then that was and then do the clicking from the old school TV. You know, people change the channel.
I'm in the minority with that. Like, I still think it's a great story, like a good story. Like, even after that,
it's the point is that heated by that. People were so mad. It's fine with the story. It's just with the Joel. A lot of people.
What else would Joel have to do? He did what
he could. He could have kept going. What?
There's a correction. It's Pedro Pascal also. People love this guy, right?
That was the issue. Why put a big name star, quote unquote, big name star in that role and then kill him off?
It's the same thing they did with Scream and Drew Barrymore.
No. That was true. Drew wanted that. That wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. Drew had that plan because she had to go. They had filming conflicts. It was taking too long for when they were going to film. She still wanted to be part of the project. She's like, all right, I can do this really quick though. And she's like, I want to do this. And she did that scene and she died. And that was a big shock for everyone because she's on the poster. She is the big name of the movie, and she dies within like the first 15 minutes.
You know what I'm hearing from people though regarding that, and then we'll go back to the show, obviously. But a lot of my friends said they stopped watching it after she was Bella Ramsey was like, "I'm gonna be a dad," like that line that she said. And like,
my
friend, a lot of my friends were like, "Yo, I had to turn it off." I didn't care about that line. I was just like, "Whatever, it's funny." But like people were triggered, so
I guess it triggered because it was like, would someone naturally say it that way? I don't know, but I didn't. My issue was just you see the backlash with the whole thing with Joel dying, and then the fact that it was a famous actor, Pedro Pascal, playing that role. You could have just had any jabroni play it if you were just going to kill the person off. They didn't do that, so they were upset, and they were hoping it would be a change. We saw the same thing happen with The Walking Dead, with Glenn dying, and they were like, "Oh no, we know this was happening." Those who read the comics knew when Negan shows up, Glenn was going to die, but they were like, "You know what? The Asian community really came in strong for the actor playing Glenn. They loved him. He was a great actor playing the role." They're like, they can change things. It's not written in stone. You can still have everything else canon and tweak some things. You can do that, and that's what a lot of people were hoping for. And when oh my god, how can I blank on the name? We have the damn show. When Lucille came down and smashed on Glenn's head, holy moly, people were screaming. You could hear it. I mean, everybody watched that show at that time, and I could have swore I heard it in Queens, people screaming across the hall. Like they were like, no.
I think that needs to happen sometimes when you push the narratives. That was the biggest thing with Game of Thrones. The red wedding, the whole thing. You don't know what character you're rooting for is going to die. I feel like a lot of shows don't, like, they play it too safe. Like, everyone's fine in the end. I thought at least another character would die, at least in this show. Kate could have died. I thought Jordan was going to die at some point because or they were always like, goodbye. You never know what's going to happen. Like, every time. But then Polarity, I thought, was going to die at the end because they were making it all sad. So it's like,
we'll see him again. I have a feeling he'll come in for the big fight, just like he did here. He'll come in to save the day. They'll probably have a big brawl and something's happening. Maybe they're all down, like, no, we're gonna lose again. And then dun 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 dun. Maybe he'll have his cool outfit because then he have an outfit they had showed in the first season or something, like pictures or something, like when he was. He had his own superhero outfit. So maybe he'll go back to that, but it's all right. It's fine. So anyway, back to the main point. I just think it was a fatigue. A lot of people just like checked out, but also there's those now that are just all about binging. So then once they find out it's all out, then it's like, okay, now I can just sit there for a weekend and watch the whole thing. There's some people that don't like week to week. They're just not into it. I like it. I'm cool with that. I like that feeling where I can just spend the week just discussing this one episode, and then we'll see what happens in the next episode. If it all drops at the same time, no one's really on the same page. Because then it's like, hey, I'm on episode 2. You're on episode 4. What do you mean? I didn't get that far. What do you mean you didn't get that far? I finished it already. I didn't finish shit. You know what? Forget it. And then that's it. The conversation's broken up. No one's talking, because no one's on the same page on the same episode.
So what are you rating it?
7.5. That's it, 7.5. That's all I get. I mean, I enjoyed the special effects. The acting was pretty good for the most part. I found it funny that they were always very clean. Rich knows when we cover The Walking Dead, I want everybody dirty. These people are always dirty. There's no baths. There's no cut it out. But they look clean.
Campus, they could use the
No. Marie's got all these cool hairstyles. Her skin is nice and glowing. I'm like, when did you have time to do all this? What's going on here? But these are the little things I look at, especially when they're supposedly on the run, when people are on the run and stuff. I just want to see everyone gritty. I just have comments like, man, you smell bad. When was the last time you showered? I don't have time to shower. I can't even tell you the last time I changed my clothes. But whatever. That's just my little nitpick with stuff. But besides that, It was cool. It was cool. We got Mr. Butt Plug over there. There you go, Butt Plug. Who's just squirting everybody out. That's a very cool ability. I want to see him come back with the boys. He could be the Trojan horse.
Homelander's in him. Like,
nobody will know. He could sneak everybody in everywhere. They're like, man, how do we get in there? He said, don't worry, I got a job as a cleaning guy over at Vaught, and I'll just like suck you guys in me.
It's like the end game ending, but like instead it's just everyone just coming out of his ass.
Everybody just comes out of his ass.
Assemble. It's just like you just see like
right. Oh man, that was something else to see. But hey, everybody, thanks again. I hope you enjoyed our coverage of Gen V Season 2. Like I mentioned before, we have Mayor of Kingstown coming up, and then of course we got Landman Season 2, and some other stuff we'll probably plan out. Who knows? We're always picking some things up, but we got plenty of other stuff, so you can check out all the playlists if you didn't catch up on something else. And yeah, my name's Adam Bill. Got Josh Lamage, and then we got Richard Bailey Jr. Thanks for showing up, Rich, man.
Thanks for having me. Yes. Looking forward to seeing what people say about this episode.
Yeah. If they even care. They probably this is what they're gonna say. This is what they're gonna say. It's like, what did you think of the finale? It's like, it came back. Season 2 came back. That's what we're gonna get.
Either that or like, why do you guys keep rambling?
Right? Exactly. It's like, just to get to it. Those people already cut out. Those people already cut out. Once they heard all this, they're like, all right, they're done with the review. They're just rambling. All right, they already cut out. But for those who haven't, like and subscribe. Peace.
Peace out.